Hello everybody and welcome to a new episode of the TypeScript Tea Time. I'm your host Mirko and hope you have an awesome day today. We're going to continue with our daily questions app. So yesterday, together we added dark mode. Look at it. It's beautiful. It is really nice. As you can see, we have everything in dark mode so I can answer my questions here. Have another highlight, another Twitch stream today. And things that I want to do better is see code property. Then we see our summary and we can share with our system. For example, WhatsApp or somebody. We can also switch to the other places, and I did work a bit more on statistics. So yesterday we added the ability to have different, so to show specific graphs. So for example, only the graph for goals. What I did in my free time yesterday was adding those colors so that you can actually see which one is which. And as you can see here, for example, the gold is now the red one, so the red one should disappear. You can see here. I think I did this pretty easily. I just have a list of colors, because otherwise how should the system know which colors to pick, right? And interpolating doesn't really work. Because I'm doing quite a bit of jumping. If you think in terms of red, green, blue, so numbers from 0 to 255, 3 numbers of them. Red, for example, is then red, green, blue, so 255, 0, 0. And picking the right one is not that simple. In particular, I don't really know how many there are. So the first 7 in my case are actually used, I think, until purple. Yeah, there we go. Is the last one. And they have fairly well contrasts, I think. So as the number of colors increases, of course the contrasts get less intense, unfortunately. So for example, I think teal is another blue. Maroon and fuchsia and red are all red tones, and orange and red are also fairly close to each other. So yeah, that was something to actually just fiddle out myself when I was just looking at color schemes, and then choosing, okay, pick the very high contrast colors first, and then, well, pick something in the middle from there. And so on. And in particular, I didn't pick red and green immediately in after another, because some people actually can not see those differences that clearly. Yeah, so that's how it looks like. Yesterday, all of this also was pretty much in yellow. I think it had a yellow background, and we didn't have this nicer list of numbers. The list of numbers, so the date list, sorry, on the x-axis actually needs to be changed again, I think, depending on how many data points you have. I think that's what we're going to do today. So let's just take a short look at it on white mode or bright mode, light mode. Fairly similar. The colors are the same, in fact. Colors are in fact the same, but now the background, of course, is white, and the text and the lines are in, the grid is in black. And today, what I want to do is have different time intervals. So like last week, so you can only see the last 7 days. Last 7 days, I should probably say. Last 7 days. last 30 days, 1 year, and a lifetime. That's the 4 different modes I basically want. So I think what we're going to do to add those is probably up here. We say something like mode selection, selector, maybe. And then we create a new file, say mode selector.tsx. So mode being the time interval. Maybe you should call it time interval, right? Time span. Time span, and it's a word that you write together, right? Oh, I haven't set that up. Oh no, it's 2 words. Okay. Time span selector. Let's call it like that. So, and then we call a React function timespan collector, and this needs to be a view most of the time in React Native. And we import it right there. And now we should actually be good. Check the render method off. Did we break something? Did we? Not sure. Maybe because the view is empty. So let's go to the statistics screen. Okay. Probably it doesn't like that this is empty, so let's just write some text here. Hello. Yeah, now it works. Okay. So let's just, for the sake of making this slightly easier to navigate, let's call this one statistics, and then whenever we reload, we actually land right here. So now is the time to actually think what we're going to do. Basically want a menu, I think. We do already have a menu inside of, where exactly? Somewhere I do have a menu. In settings, this one, menu. So let's go to settings. Try to figure out how we did it there, and then we just copy it. No need to think again. Settings screen. We have the dev mode drop down menu. It looks like this. So we most likely need most of it. Perfect. We need the visibility. So whether the menu is actually open or not. We need active and or close, and yeah, we need the close function or not. We don't need the set dev mode, I don't think. Oh yes, we do. We absolutely. So I think we can just pretty much take most of it. We do have to change a few things though. One being that we want another use state. And this one is going to be the selected mode or the time span. And then we take this is the one of different values. Probably want 7 days first. And we have a list type time span, which is either 7 days or it is 30 days. Maybe we even write last. Then we have not last year. How did I call it? Last or 1 year. 1 year or lifetime. Two-week time span. Field state we need to import from React. Yeah, that's right, last year. Then we can do this. Now it's happy. Okay, next up. These are actually not there anymore. Instead, we have this one is also not there. We don't need you. We need this one to be the time span, so this is more like time span. You need to import all of this stuff from React Native Paper and from React Native Paper. And anything else? No, that's it. Then we can, I think, render some menu items. So this is actually not only a type, const time spans should be this, but instead with commas. And then we instead use a as const here, so that we have those values. As const. Pose. And if we're lucky, we can do something like, yeah, that should give us each of those values. So using an index signature, use the type of whatever is inside, and it's, in this case, these are not strings, TypeScript, because we use as const, this is the type that has only the value last 7 days. And this is the type that has only the value last 30 days. So there is only one value that actually fulfills it. It's like a number, a specific number. We make these into string literals. And this one takes then a union over all of these types, each individually. So what you can see is the same that we had before. So that one works. And now we need to map over those time spans dot map time max time span maps to a menu dot item slash up. Yes, we do need a key, in fact. The key is just the time span, because it's constant. That works. We then want the title to be also time span. And we actually want an onPress function. But for just a moment, I say this is no op until we actually have something more useful. Is it not running anymore? Why not? We break it? There we go. That's 7 days. Maps. The formatting is a bit weird, I find. But the cool thing is it at least goes down like this. So when we switch the position, it automatically switches its position relative to where more space is, where we have more space. So that one is good. Here there's a function, because currently if we click on anything, it doesn't do anything. This is a function that does the following. First of all, it sets the time span to be time span. And the next thing that we do is we close the menu. That should do the trick. Yes. So, very good. Might actually want to do this. But do we? No, it should be. Is it possible to change? This is the anchor, that's the button. I want the menu item, probably. The whole menu. Probably the menu item. Style. Or do we have more? Content style. One is the content, which one is the... These seem to be view styles, which means it's probably the wrapper, the container. And if we do width 100% here, no, not working. We just say width 1000 just to see something happen. Oh, that actually works. But 10,000 is not enough. Probably doesn't change if I change this one here. So suppose we can just make it 1000 and then done. Works. This won't hurt. Let's say it like that. It won't hurt too much. Even if we set it to a very small number, it's still at least as much as largely sized as its contents. So there's not much harm done. All right. Works. So now we can change those. We still have to actually manage this data up here. So to do that, I think we actually have to move the state up again. Instead, inject these values here. Yep. I think that's what we're going to do. This one holds a lot of state by now. Not too happy with it. Okay. So, const use state again. Oh, did it just? No. Yes, do that. Let me write a short to do here. Do direct to utility function. And then we throw this one out. We get these as props. Time span and set time span. I think I wrote it like this, right? Spans. Then we have time span, which is a string, and we have the set time span. Dispatch. We keep it simple. Just a function that takes a time span and maps it to void. And then we want time spans. All time spans, which is a string array. Okay. I mean, we might be able to export this instead. Whoops. Export. Also export this dude and define most of the stuff here, but have the state located one level higher, so we can actually make these into the correct type, so that we have more type safety. Time span, time span, time span. All time spans here. There. Need this one to be that. This one to be that. And now it's happy. But then we don't need that one. Yep. Cool. And now one level higher, we can use state of time span from there. Have it. That's 7 days. And then pass it down. Also set time span to time span by surprise. Done. That should still work. It seems to be the case. And we should now see that inside of here, we can just console log the time span. We should see that. Yeah. So it is indeed up to date. Good. Awesome. Right. Just updated the to-do list. Next up is I just wanted to extract this friend here because currently it happens before, or it gets reinitialized each time, and so the real problem that I have with it is that use status or the hooks are not at the very first position. That's why I want to move that up ever so slightly. The question is, what type is it? Questions. Where do you come from? From there. So this is the type of questions. We just move this up to here. Use Let's rename this into... Oh, I see. Colon. Questions, does that work? No. Or do I have to write it vice versa? No, right? It doesn't work, just... Yeah, that doesn't work. Let's rename this one then. Default questions. Default questions, type of default. And then we call them with default questions. And we're good again. We're not good. Something is wrong. Something disappeared, I think. One is good. One is also good. One is good as well. Why do you error? Drops with children. Map state implicitly has an any type. Or it's... No, you don't. Referencing its initializer. No, it's not. No, it's not. Why are you complaining? Probably missing a bracket or something. Good questions. One seems to be... Now it's gone. Yeah, TypeScript. So apparently the compiler was just slow just now. Right. So now we have use state at the very beginning, which is according to the rules of hooks. Alright. So the next fun stuff comes with which we have to use the time span. So we can now set it. Why does it crash on? Up to date, yes. Up to date. So now we have to filter the data appropriately. So history, wherever we use the history, here in the chart most likely, we want to actually filter it. Or we do it one level higher. Because why should the chart care? Dot filter. Where does the history come from? From up here, okay. So I think we actually have to do it right here, because the history for the last 7 days could be empty, but the history for all the days might not be empty. Oh, which is also a problem. Now that I think about it. To do how to handle missing dates. That's an important one, I think. So let's keep. So history in time span is do this filter new. Tell me more. No. The entry maps to entry dot date is within time span. Yeah, that's something that I would like to write. Is within, so time span, comma, entry dot date. Already I want to write it like this. And then we define a function that does exactly that. You do that for me? Go. And it maps to a Boolean indeed. And so for the time being, we just say true, return true. And it should still work. Or it doesn't. History and time span. I think we have to within the time span, within the selected time span. So now it's not showing at all. That's new function. Oh, because it is within. That's why it crashed. Okay. So now, what's up next? I think we have some more to change right here. Maybe that's it. Is that it already? Last 7 days. Oh no, we have to actually. Yeah, we have to actually write the function, right? Time span is a time span. First of all, so we can do something like a switch, probably. Let's do a switch. Switch across the time span. And we have then the case. Last 1 year, apparently. Let's take it slow. Last 7 days. Then we do the following. Wrap this inside of brackets so that we can use the same variable name. Just creating a new scope. So within the last 7 days, we want to check where the date is, yeah, so if we have to compare some dates, right? So let's say we take a new date of now. So we take now. We eventually want to compare the given date. This is actually a date only in ISO format. You eventually want to compare now the date must be greater than this. That's the date. And also we probably want to have it one day shifted. Say -8. It depends a lot on the time. If now it is 11:52, do I already want to see the data point for the 21st June? Or do I actually want the last 7 days, which means from 20 to 14? I would say 20 to 14 makes more sense. Yeah. So we take now no problem. Do we have set time? It's just the number, right? Date and time, but yeah, that's what it. We want set hours be 00000. Yeah, okay, that's perfect. Takes hours, minutes, seconds, and milliseconds. Okay, perfect. So that's the beginning of the day. Const today, start of day. Okay, now. And the next part is const 7 days ago. And now we just have to set the date like they do. And finally, we have to make the date only into a proper date. Const date as ISO is new date of, now comes the fun part, date only. So this is always in format. Do we have an example? At param that only sample 2022 06 21. That's today's date. So it's in this format, and now we want to create instead something like this, which makes it an ISO date. So that's actually just the date. And these we should be able to compare, but we are not. Okay. This becomes a number. This changes the value, huh? Yeah. All right. Probably want to extract this. So there are libraries, by the way, to take care of all of this fun stuff. But I don't want to add another library right now. We're doing it manually here. And then this must be greater than 7 days go start of day. we return this, and then we don't need the break. Why do we not use this? Oh, this returns another number. So date time. All right. So if we extract this one into a function, const get n days ago, give it a date time, which defaults to new date, and we give it a n for days, which is a number, and then we say days here. Then we return that value, date time. Now we can just say, all right, do this 7 days ago. Maybe 8, I'm not sure. Maybe 8. Greater, equal. All right. Does that work? No idea. Could write some tests. Probably that would be the proper way of doing it. So just for brevity's sake here. Here's node. We just fiddle around with it. Yes, I do want to paste that. And do it. Get n days ago of 7 is, so it should be the 14th. It is the 13th. Ah, it is actually the 14th, but because it's in Z, so it's in UTC time, and I'm currently in Central European summertime, which is +2. This is actually correct. Okay. And say 1. That's yesterday morning. Yeah. Looking okay. So get last 30 days should now be fairly simple, right? In fact, we can move this one. Okay. We just say 30. In fact, we can just do that. It doesn't look too terrible anymore. It takes a bit of reading, I think, in this function. Okay. It probably takes a little bit of reading in this function. So in fact, we can now do this and that. Then what's the next one? Last 1 year, 365. And finally, case lifetime. It's also now the default case is return true. Just everything, single one. Where did the function go? for whatever reason, the linter decided that it doesn't need the component anymore. Linter, do me a favor and never do that again. I need a 7 here. That doesn't look too terrible, does it? Okay. We can close. We're a bit worried that it crashes all the time. Mock the history. Mock history doesn't work anymore. Damn it. Oh, wait, what? Oh, I think. Currently, we render the this fallback screen too early, or better to say, it doesn't include the selection of the time span, which means I think we have it set to 7 days currently, and we don't have any data in the last 7 days, which is hard to believe. No, no, it's correct. We don't have any data in the last 7 days because my mock data is from 2020, which is not in the last 7 days. But we cannot change the time span, so I think we have to do something like this. Oh, it's broken now, damn it. Oh, it's broken now, damn it. Never mind this one, I guess. Alright. We can take lifetime. Bams. There it is. So if we go to the mock data, we change all of this 2020s into 2021. And all of these 0 ones. Oh, that didn't work. Wait, we're in 2022. 2022. 06. Save. Now we shouldn't have anything in the last 7 days. We should have something in the last 30 days. However, we don't. Because it didn't reload. This is static. These are static values, so I don't think it reloads. Or something is broken. Maybe something is broken instead. That might also be the case. So, is within. Date must be greater than n days ago. So let's say const result is this. We need to do it for the other one. Const result is this, and we return the result, which is console log. Use the debugger. That's what finite singularity would tell me now. False, 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 false. Why? Eight comma. Oh, it's still 2020. That's why. It didn't reload properly. Why? Come on! Reload! Probably because the data is static. And Metro might not like that. Or something. Or I need to reload the history. That's why, probably. Yes, indeed it is. 7 days. So let's say currently it's the 21st. Shall we just add a lot of stuff to it up to the point Yeah, let's do that. It's a little boring. Yeah, we're doing mobile development currently. Not at work, if you think about that. And welcome, homeless. Good to see you. How have you been? How are you doing? Yeah, it's an app actually that I am using since a couple of months. Basically a journaling library, journaling app, where every evening you ask yourself 6 or 7 questions, or in my case it's 9 questions, and you give yourself points on them between 1 and 10. So for example, the goals question is, did I do my best to set clear goals today? And I say, yeah, I'm doing fairly well. I do have my list here that what I want to do during the stream. So let's say it's an 8, and then I get the next question. Did I do my best to make progress towards my goals today? And so on, meaning blah, 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 blah. Then my personal highlight, which is now a full text, just something. Streaming, for example, is my highlight today. All right, and one thing I want to do better is find a way to change dates in mock data more efficiently. Bams. And then I see my summary. This is still to be done, but I can actually switch to the specific question and answer it again now. For example, the gold question, okay, it was a 2. Again, I'll add a 2. And then I can share it, for example, via WhatsApp, via Telegram, or whatever, or save it somewhere, or I can just copy it. Oh, nice! It now shows a preview, although there's a ... So it would render this list here fairly nicely. Because I've been doing these questions like 5 years ago or something with a friend of mine, and we're kind of life coaches to each other, and we send these questions every day, and doing this for 5 years, typing them inside of WhatsApp, typing, oh, today is this date, goals, number, enter, progress, space, or space, thinking about the actual question, finally, okay, number, enter, meaning, space, actually thinking about the question, and so on. So 4 months ago, I was like, man, it shouldn't be too hard to write an app for that. And then I did that and been using it very efficiently. So the time of not thinking about the actual question has reduced dramatically. Yeah, and I can actually focus on the task that actually helps me, the retrospective part, instead of typing, which is not fun. And then since a couple of days, first of all, I've been streaming again, and second, so that part of the app was actually there. We've been doing some statistics on that, and that's what I'm currently adding more of it. So as you can see, it's now rendering the values of the that I have here in my mock file. So need to add some more dates, and then I actually have to restart so that it actually applies. So 11. I'm still not sure what actually happens if I don't have data for a specific day. I think it just doesn't notice because of the charting library I'm using. I'm using Cordova. It's using React Native. I'm coming from, well, originally I started with React Native. React Native with Expo. It's this nice little product. So React Native being just React, but it then at some point compiles into actual native code, most of it at least. And you can just write React code. So as you can see here, if I go here, this is React, plain old JavaScript, JSX JavaScript, XML in JavaScript, or HTML in JavaScript. But instead it compiles at some point into mobile executables. And this one is now the preview, so I have nice features that that actually load them. Have you worked with any mobile development so far? So let me till 21, okay. 15. If you know a better way to change these numbers, these dates, please tell me. It's not the first time that I'm having this kind of issue, let's say. You could just write a function, right? That would probably already be easier. Then 18, 19, and 20. You want to use Ionic. Ah, sweet. So you're coming from the Angular world. I think finite singularity is always using Ionic. Yes. I think he's writing an app for picture frame. Angular, nice. I haven't worked with it, but what I did do is work a lot with Nest.js. In fact, for the last few years at work, I was always using Nest.js. And apparently it is very, very much... so this is basically Angular, but for the backend. Sitting on top of Express.js. And it's very much influenced by Angular, apparently. Do they actually... There we go. Do they actually write that they are influenced by Angular? Yeah. The architecture is heavily inspired by Angular. They even admit that openly. You have your controllers, and you have a lot of decorators and all of that fun stuff. If you're interested in that, it's Nest with an S, not Next. Nest. So, we have last 30 days seemingly working. I need to restart the application. No, I don't have to restart the application. I have to reload the data. That's what I need to do. Let's connect them again. What are you working on currently on this? Walk the history. Yeah. Okay, that's actually correct. If you look at the chart, looks terrible because I'm just giving myself twos everywhere. Maybe we can at least make it slightly more interesting by giving us in different categories. We give ourselves some different points. So let's make this one into tens. This one into maybe eights. And I'm bored already, so that's it. And then I think there it is. Redo the history. There we go. So that's the last 7 days. Now for last 30 days, we should actually see more. Yes, we do. And now you already see that this is kind of getting hard to read. And for the lifetime, it's the same because I don't have any data that comes before this, but we can just add one. So this is 22, let's say 04. Working on review, web, like Trustpilot, but for medical services. Oh, sweet. Interesting. Is that a private project or actually for some company or maybe your own company? Let's give these some numbers. That must be 1. So just switching those numbers up and down here so I can actually see that things are in fact changing. And if I redo this once more, very hard to see. Very hard to see. I started one. This is not the newest data, is it? Oh, it is. Okay, 0401 it says. Okay. It seems to be the newest data. This is the 1 and it goes to a 4. 1 and it goes to a 4. Yeah, perfect, perfect. Yeah, on those review apps, the hardest part, at least for me as a European, and probably if your customers are also European, is getting those user-generated content, UGC. Oh, getting that one handled is wow, so annoying. Because you have to, at least what I've read about it, because I did write an app where you can see user-generated content. So a user, for example, if I download your app, I can see content that is created by another person. And if they are allowed to just write free text, things got complicated. Because I had to write some reporting and then actually incidents handling and all of that fun stuff. That was pretty rough. So you got your hands on that one. Respect on that one. F in the chat, kind of. So it looks good. Last 7 days were BAMs. The 30 days were BAMs. There's lifetime. Even more. Sweet, it just works. That said, let's maybe add one more so that we can see actually the maybe one from 20. I take the other one. No, take the other one. Is it online? Your app? So let's clear the history once more, mock the history again. Because it is actually persisted. Oh, this fun stuff. So if we go to lifetime, we see a jump down. If we go to 7 days, if we go to 1 year, we don't see this data point, which is exactly what I want. Cool, that worketh. Meaning, we can do feed stats with a T. And now, does it also look nice on dark mode? Oh yes. Progress. That's 7 days. That's 30 days. That's 1 year. Lifetime. There it is. I'm happy with that. So we can select time span with a space. Nice. Yeah, it's coming along. It's coming along. So one thing that you might have noticed is, what do we do actually with missing data points? And I'm not sure how I want to handle that. I try to do them every day. So there hopefully are never any missing data points, but it can happen. And One more thing. One more thing is how do you... So in what step I can still change the date? For example, if it's 3 o'clock in the morning and I make my dailies for the previous day, the app recognizes it under the day. Let's say if I did my dailies for today at 3 o'clock in the morning, it will recognize it as June 21 instead of June 20. So that means history gets lost, in particular if I do my dailies on time today, because it overwrites the one for 21st of June. And I don't know how to handle that. Maybe if I do the dailies before 12 o'clock on the next day, I take them from for the previous day. That would be one option. Oh, these are two problems, right? Now that I think about it. Let's write those down. Problems. So, problem 1. How to handle belated dailies. So, for example, doing dailies on at 06:21 at 03 in the morning would mean become a historic entry for the 21st, but should be for 20th. That's one problem. And then problem two, empty data points. How to chart missing data points. Yes. That is a question indeed. All right. We've been streaming for an hour. I do have to think about these guys. I think we're done with the chart length. Do we have any to-dos left? Clean up the CSS. Yeah, that's been there for a while. Extract to utility function, I did. How to handle missing dates is on the to-do list. So we can remove all of those. We can throw that one away. We can actually change. We do a version bump. Let's say. So the version. So it's 1.7.0 now. Save. And then I do a git fix, in fact. Git fix. And we deploy the fun stuff. Why don't we deploy OTA plot? Do it. And in just a few minutes, I have it on my phone. A new one. I have it on my phone. And I even have it on my emulator then. On the actual installed app on my emulator. Currently we have the actual installed app and it's broken. Great. But going to place it in the App Store. Well, it is only for me and maybe for my partner. It seems to be broken, damn it. But I might as well, right? I mean, I have the setup. So since I know how to do it, I might as well. That's the app that I already have placed in the App Store, and not many people downloaded it. And I kind of dropped the project now. Since after actual release, the number of people just didn't suffice to provide content. The good thing about this app is it actually doesn't need any it does not need any interaction. So it's actually completely on your mobile device. Well, this one actually had a complete backend, and people had to, in a sense, communicate with each other. So the basic idea was somebody sends a question. For example, Jesse from Canada sent a question: "You look beautiful today," and you get one question every day from one person. A curated list of messages. Everybody gets the same question on a specific day. A kind of a motivational quotes app, but driven by the community, so that, well, if Einstein quoted something, well, it's good, but I don't feel like I'm Einstein. I feel more like a Peter from England, or I feel more like a Jesse from Canada. So you can relate with these a bit more. That was the basic idea, but it depended a lot on people actually providing the content, and that just didn't happen with the amount of downloads I actually received. I could have done more probably, creating content myself in particular, and putting out, doing some advertisement and stuff. But nevertheless, in any event, so I know how to put something in the App Store, so I might as well do it for this one as well. It also won't be bad for my CV, I don't think. Right? Right. So if it's not too much trouble, and I don't think it is, doing it once more for a much simpler app, which doesn't have any form of communication, no user-generated content, it should be fine. You want to see your project? You would have built nowadays. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Having a portfolio of project is like, that's why I'm very, very happy to be actually a web developer, or mobile is also fine, because you can show your results. You can just point them to a website, and then they can see, oh yeah, that's the project you were working on. In my case, I can even point them to the Twitch channel, right? Which is also not too terrible. Or maybe it is. It depends on who's watching. Yeah, exactly. You can give them your GitHub. Actually, the project is on GitHub. Do I have this? Yeah, apparently I renamed it to GH. So normally we write inside of this repository, but because the project was already there, it is not inside of there. Instead, it is inside of daily questions here. So you can find all the code there if you're interested in that. Kudos noticed. So the basic idea of this questions mechanism methodology comes from Marshall Goldsmith, with his book Triggers. I think it's also linked here. There we go. Hi. I created it myself. You like it? I like it a lot. I mean, I love drinking tea. Yes. And I love TypeScript, so I was like, maybe I can put them together. Well, more or less original, right? I mean, it is, after all, the positioning and the color of TypeScript, in fact. Oh, the page does not work anymore. Why not? Marshall, have you changed your links? There it is. Okay, this is the book. Triggers by Marshall Goldsmith. Let's change the link. It would be bad if I point to a book that is not there. There we go. Docs. Yep, docs. Readme. Fix link to Marshall with double L Goldsmith triggers. Go. Push it again. Push it to the limit. Only if you change the link, you need to redirect from the forward link to the new one. Yeah. At least depending on how many backlinks you get, right? Probably if I change my website's structure, nobody will care. But yeah, depending on how many clicks and backlinks he actually has, it would probably be beneficial. And it's not even that old. It must be within the last 4 months, because the project is 4 months old, as you can see. In any event, so have to think about these questions. We did do the chart fun stuff. Do I now have the newest version? I don't think I do. Do I? This is version 1.6.1, so let's restart this app. Did it deploy? Did we do the deployment? Yeah, we did. Settings once more. Still the old version. Come on, you can do it. Or the new one. I'm not looking for a job. I'm enjoying vacation time. I'm enjoying vacation time. So I'm a freelancer. And after having worked multiple months without vacation, I am now on vacation mode for a couple of months. Why is there the spacing is weird, but nevertheless, it seems to be working. So this is now the deployed app. I did a release just now using over-the-air updates, and here we are on my emulator, of course. Do the thing with already rate? And they do. They do. Definitely not too terrible. I mean, if you're a software developer, you get good rates. If you're a freelancer, you of course have to take care of a lot of stuff, including rent, pension. So you must take an appropriately larger amount, but even then it's not too terrible. Okay, just updated the to-dos. All right, I think we're done for today in our stream. 1.5 hours. We did what we wanted to do. We have our history. And I'm looking forward to actually use it on my phone. Can't wait. Oh, this is written in small letters. Well, okay. Fine. Never mind. Okay, thank you so much for joining. Homeless, good to see you again. So, to the other viewers also, If you enjoyed what you've seen and you want to see more, feel free to subscribe. Sorry, not subscribe, but follow first of all. Subscriptions are kind of the... I'm always in the YouTube thinking. So a sub is just like hit the follow button on Twitch. So yeah, not sure when I'm streaming currently. As I said, I just started again. Currently I'm streaming pretty much every 2 days since a week. Maybe it will be more, maybe I'm streaming again today in the evening, not sure. It all depends a bit on my mood and whether I actually have ideas on how to tackle these problems elegantly in particular. Yeah. Maybe we will get back probably to a nicer, to a more regular stream schedule, I suppose, with time in particular once I'm actually back at work. I will probably have to do so to keep streaming. Yeah, thank you so much for joining, Homeless. Hope to see you again. And then I wish you a great day, everybody. Drink lots of tea, in particular because at least here in the Northern Hemisphere it's summer now and things are getting hot. The day before yesterday it was like 37 degrees. Yesterday it was only 17, so it was a jump of 20 degrees Celsius, which is rough. And I hope, yeah, not too many people got into trouble. So drink lots of tea, take care of yourself, and enjoy the time. Have a nice day, everybody. Bye-bye. Let's see whether we can actually raid somebody. Probably nobody is online. Oh, there are some people online. Let's try to raid Adam C. Eunice, who's doing game development on his indie game. I've been enjoying his YouTube videos, in particular on pixel art. Maybe he allows to raid, maybe he doesn't. Does it work? It seems to be working. All right, everybody. Have a nice one. Bye-bye.